Hello, hello. How are people doing? This may be a bit of a lower energy stream. How are you doing, Fat Viking?
Hello?
I'm afraid this might be a bit of a lower energy stream, and so the microphone is going to have to be in a bit of a ASMR position. You forced Vic to show up today. Nice. Low energy rainy day, man. You heard your name, indeed. Not gonna lie, my mood is absolutely shot. I'm in bits. Mentally, I'm in tatters. However, I said I would stream. Hello, Maple. How are you? So, let us continue. Load the game. Here, I think. Yeah, we have that stuff. We left her apartment. Thank you very much. Does she have anything new to say?
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Oh, here we go.
What do you make of this tool?
Is it something a dentist would use?
No, it's for raising manhole covers.
Formidable.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
I think she didn't see him.
Oh, what a hunk.
He's a killer.
I can see that. His eyes say it all.
Okay,
See you
I don't
later.
think you're going to get much
That's
out of her
right,
now.
monsieur, you will.
Okay. Cafe Rougerie posted up police. Anything new here? I don't think there is. Oh, I have to go back and talk to her. You have to go through the you have to go through the manuscript. That's all we have to do.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi. Come in, Josh.
Do we automatically just go sit down?
Let's take another look at the manuscript. There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't
They
think
call
I'd
him
like to
Le
be half a bull,
Chevalier de
even
Baphomet.
if it was the bottom half.
What's that
Oh,
object
interesting.
between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod. There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover? It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
Baphomet's Knights. Interesting. This is yeah, the series is called Broken Sword. Kind of reference in matters of point. They are a mainstay of the classic point and
A
click.
knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Okay.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
Anything on the sides? No, it's
Look
back to the
there,
center.
2 guys on the same horse. Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Lobino.
Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Kroon Museum. I'll give you the address.
Okay, let's go
I
then.
have to go.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobinot at the Krun Museum.
Yes. Well, he said aggressively, not offensively, French. Anything outside? That's just to leave. Gotcha. Okay, that opens
A
the
metal
window.
rod attached to the wall was connected to the window.
Can I open the window? Perfect. I'll talk to the guy in a minute.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marne at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Okay.
The totem pole looked distinctly out of place in the setting of the museum.
The museum doesn't seem to have any kind of organization to it.
It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
Okay, can I open it?
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
Okay, let's talk to
Pardon me?
the
Oui,
guy.
monsieur?
Are you Lobinot?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobinot does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not
Just,
today.
you know, opening sarcophagi is fine.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah. It doesn't mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Well, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you think if I studied hard and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At your age? Dream on.
Wow, way to shatter his dreams there, George.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar, not like Monsieur Lobinot.
Okay, cool.
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
Who the hell's
What's
John
the
Dee?
importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean
Okay.
alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, Well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Alright then.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not.
Let's ask him for the main things.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh no,
I think if I open the window,
like
I might be able to sneak in.
Do you recognize this ID pass? No.
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
So if I open the window and then stand over by the sarcophagus. This is very French, yeah. Yep, that distracted him enough.
This is ridiculous. I could be here
Just
for hours.
He's just bouncing between. Oh, okay. I guess not.
Watch out! You'll have that done on top of us!
Okay, I guess not.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Okay,
Thanks.
nothing new. Right. Well, he's not here right now, and I already looked at everything. Please, Ruggieri. Don't really need the cafe, I think. Let's go back to Nico's apartment, see what's there. There could be something new.
Hi.
Did you speak to
Oh.
Lobineau?
No, he wasn't there. I found the
Okay.
tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Loch
They're good
Marn.
legal protections for
I
workers
heard
around
of
France. The
Lochmarn.
guy isn't even
I read an
fired.
article about the castle.
Hmm.
Take a look for yourself.
A popular gossip magazine. You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Loch Marn. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a 4th series of his popular television program. This site at Loch Marn must be awful important to him.
And now
The
we
professor
get
of
to see
history,
how
Beryl Cooper.
they portray
All the
Ireland.
same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Bellotta case. If you really think Picram's gem is important, why don't you visit Lochmarn?
Yeah, I just have the
On
money
my
to
own?
casually fly.
I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it may be nothing, but both the clan's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
Okay, so
I
we're
have
gonna
to
have to
go.
go fly to
Okay,
Ireland.
I'll see you later.
Here you go, airport. Lochmarn, a few hours later. Yeah, just casually
I passed the
fly.
castle on the way into Loch Marn, the castle where Pegram's excavation was located.
Okay.
It was a trap door in the sidewalk.
I'm not gonna lie. Semi-legit. Can't
I
open it
tugged
from
at
up
the
here.
trap door, but it was locked from the inside.
Oh god, let's hear the
lad
accents.
was doing his best to express his adolescent aggression. His effort was somewhat diminished by the fringe of milk on his lightly feathered upper lip.
Let's hear the awful accents.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
Rosso's the name. Murder's my game.
Are you a detective?
Let's just say I'm here to find the truth.
No, it's
Just like on the telly?
Cut the crap and tell
it's
me your name.
Liam McGuire.
it's access to the
People were hanging around
basement
the
of
bar,
the
McGuire.
pub so they can
I'm
deliver
on the
kegs.
run From me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks every last penny down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother, bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I, see what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and
Yep.
blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin, heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful.
I do
Compared
speak
to
like
him,
that, really, now.
Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year. What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No,
Nope.
only, what do you want to know? Oh, nothing.
Oh,
You
what?
know something about the castle you're not telling
Okay,
me,
that was
don't
an
you?
error.
No,
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Loch Man.
You're not
Okay,
telling me you
sure.
believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes last Tuesday night. I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It was coming from inside the castle.
Did you
Okay,
find
let's
out
hear
what was
about
making
this.
the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on
Hello
the wall
there.
like Humpty Dumpty.
Toxie,
The
how
moon
are
was
you?
cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home.
Oh my
But me
god,
legs had
Maple's
lost
playing
their stuff.
balloons. He saw the not safe for work images people have been drawing of the balloons monkeys. And he became curious.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
I'm sure there's
How
a
much are we gonna
rational
talk about this
explanation for what you
phantom?
saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmarn, they all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. There's this clown, see? And he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then, while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
My God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't because he's not here now.
My
but
god,
if
the
I see
chat's
him, I'll
devolved.
ask him.
Do you know what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Okay, let's go through all of these just to
What
be
do you
sure.
think this tool is used for?
Lifting drains.
Dead right. How did you know that?
Work experience course at school. That gives me a choice of going down the drains or up the chimney.
You're kidding.
Devolved, evolved. Yeah, you see, I have aspirations for you, chat. I think that you can be a better version of yourselves. And it's entirely up to your own self-control and determination.
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seed him.
Have you ever seen anyone wearing one of these?
Sure, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That belongs to the killer clown you're looking for.
That's right.
Can I have it?
Sorry, I'm keeping this as evidence.
You should have told the cops.
I did. They weren't interested.
You should run tests on that, mister. You could identify the murderer with a sample of his snot.
Hoity-toity-toy.
I don't think so. What does this tissue mean to you?
Yeah, the accent is pretty,
Give me your hand.
overboard.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
No way.
Do you recognize this matchbook, McGuire?
No, sir. I never seen it before in my life.
Only people that
Ever
like do
heard of
tricks.
Thomas Merlin? Or the Gruber Electronics Corporation?
No?
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Okay, let's head into the pub. Oh god, yeah. It's going to be very important.
He wasn't listening.
I call wisdom.
The guy sat in the corner as if he was a permanent fixture. Hello there. My name's George Stobart.
Pleased to meet you, I'm Cheryl. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you?
That accent sounds a bit more.
Have you heard of the Phantom?
More than that. I've seen it. And let me tell you, it's a dreadful spectacle.
So it's not just a local legend. There really
Yeah, his
is a
great-great-grandson
Phantom.
runs
Oh,
the
no. I
transporters
was
and the
talking
Enterprise
about the
D.
Phantom of the Opera.
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar?
I most certainly have. A remarkable institution. Did you know? They were the originators of our system of credit. Their financial empire stretched from the Atlantic to the Caspian Sea. With bases in so many countries, they had to establish new methods of fiscal transfer.
So, the Knights Templar were nothing but a bunch of bankers.
I don't get it. Are you saying these Templar guys invented bank charges?
In a manner of speaking, I suppose they did.
What a dirty trick. Didn't anyone try to stop them?
Oh yes, they were arrested and many were burnt at the stake.
Good. They bloody well deserved it if they were anything like my bank manager.
Okay, make him suffer. Make who suffer? O'Brien. Miles O'Brien in Star Trek was just the toilet for all the shitty things that the writers could think of.
What can you tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
How can I get into the castle?
But those walls were built specifically to stop people getting in, Mr. Stobart. But I dare say you'll find a way, if you've the will.
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle?
Now there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this Englishman?
Professor Pegram, the same man who dug up the gem.
Okay. This guy is very well informed. Didn't spit when saying
Do
Englishman.
you know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that. But he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Do you know where Pegram is gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmar. Maybe
The little
now
Ireland
because
and
of all
Paris
the
are in
Germans
actual
died
Ireland.
down,
We flew to
we'll get
Ireland.
back to normal.
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Ireland,
Now,
Ireland?
there's
Yes.
a gem, which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
Oh no.
Thank the Lord for that.
Why has Peagram's departure upset the landlord?
Don't watch on me
He's
bar
lost a paid
into
guest.
Egypt or Star
That's
Wars
right.
lore and also
More than
talk
that.
like that.
There's the question of an unsettled bill. Poor Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame him.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
Mick Leary?
First step, own a
He's what you
bar.
call a would-be sophisticated. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
I'd say it was for lifting manhole covers.
Why? How come the people in Ireland all know this?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nope, I've never seen him before.
Does this red nose suggest anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Straight
What
to
do
the
you make
point.
of this tissue?
I guess that muck on it is grease paint.
I'd like to shake you by the hand, Mr. O'Brien.
Oh, no, you don't.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
The design is Middle Eastern, I'd say.
What can you tell me about this ID pass?
Gruber Electronics.
Not yet.
I've never heard of it.
Goodbye for now.
What about this
Hi,
guy?
my name's Stobart, George Stobart.
Hello there, mister. What can I do for you?
What can I do for you?
Do you know Professor Pegram?
Do I know him? Do I know the good professor himself? No, I don't. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't know him to talk to.
Do you know anything about Pegram's excavation?
Only that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Pegram was digging for historical remains, not coal.
Is that a fact? What the hell for?
It's the science of archaeology, Pat. Understanding how people used to live by what they've left behind. One day archaeologists might be digging up our remains.
Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they'll find.
Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers. Fast food cartons and flavored condoms, more likely.
Did anyone from the village work at Pegram's dig?
I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontinent. What a nerve. Hadn't I dug more holes than the rest of them put together?
Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill?
Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He just joined up writing. Would you be one of them history fellas yourself?
That's right, Professor Stobart, Miskatonic University.
You're an
Miskatonic.
archaeologist, and you're asking us about the castle.
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien. The gentleman was talking to me. How come you didn't leave with the others?
I didn't know they'd gone.
Oh, yes. Packed their spades and shovels and away they went.
Seems I missed all the excitement.
What excitement.
Lovecraft universe stuff. Okay.
What do you make of this tool?
It's for lifting manhole covers.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
It's a handsome mug on that fella, to be sure. Is he a film star?
What does this false nose mean to you?
Ah, no, you're a clown.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
No, boss.
Everyone just calling him
May I
boss.
shake your hand?
No, you can't.
Well, how come?
Because I'll spill me beer if you do.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
No.
Does this security pass mean anything to you?
Well, no.
Okay,
Bye
what's
for now.
that?
The white whiskers on the bartender's flushed face were like garlands on a Christmas tree. The resemblance ended there. The top of his head was too slick and shiny to act as a perch for a Christmas angel.
Okay, let's talk to him. See what he has to say.
Top of the morning to you.
Oh, for fuck's
I
sake,
beg your
George.
pardon.
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
Oh,
Do you want
God.
something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
Well, I was trying to be sociable.
Is it a room you're after?
Yeah, if you visit Ireland, don't do that shit.
That's not a bad idea. Do you have a vacancy?
I could, if you don't mind waiting until the last guest checks out.
No problem. When will that be?
When the undertaker comes to collect him.
Have you served any, clowns recently?
No. You're the first today.
That accent is real. You can't fake that accent very well. The game is so woke. How
Do you know
so?
a man called Pegram?
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
Oh no, I'm just trying to track him down.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Did Pegram stay here?
Yes, he
Playing as
did.
xenophobia?
6
Yeah.
nights plus breakfast.
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so.
Got a
What's
cops
real
yesterday?
ale,
Yeah.
anyhow?
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In
Yeah.
other words, it's flat and worn with bits in, and it makes you fall over.
Okay, having a drink. The music is indicating something good. Well, it's French, so the game's made by the British. It's a British games company. And he also missed Vico when the police officer glass of the year sounds weird. Oh yeah. The police officer came along, French police officer pointed a gun at George. George raised his hands and said, I'm innocent, I'm an American. To which the police officer replied, so you can't make up your mind, eh?
Here's something which might interest you.
It doesn't.
Harsh.
Do you recognize this man?
No, I don't. What do you want with him?
I've got a score to settle.
I don't want any trouble in the bar, mister. If it's a fight you're looking for, see Father Mahoney.
A priest? A man of the cloth?
Sure. And he teaches the boys how to box at the youth club. According to Mahoney, it develops character. Isn't that right, Pat? Didn't he teach you the art of pugilism? Doyle.
Sorry, Michael. I was miles away. What did you say?
Never mind.
I would have liked to have learned boxing.
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
That's disgusting.
Uh-huh. I found it in the sewers.
Well, what's the idea of waving it around in my face? You're worse than old Ron. Put it away, man.
Hey, bartender?
Landlord, if you don't mind.
Sorry. Shake my hand, why don't you?
Now, why should I do that? What have you got up your sleeve?
Nothing. Come on, just shake my hand.
Not just now, mister. I have to be careful on account of the health restrictions.
Aw, jeez. Do you recognize this matchbook?
No, sir.
Do you recognize the name on this card?
No. Should I?
Nah, it was a long shot. Look, I gotta be going.
Okay. What's
It
this?
was a beer-stained piece of toweling.
Toweling? Toweling?
It was a beer-stained piece of toweling.
Yeah.
The guy sat in the corner as if he was a permanent fixture. I'd been taught not to judge people by their appearance or their clothes or the length of their hair. Nobody ever said anything about runny noses.
Okay, does he have anything to say?
Hi there, old-timer.
What?
Some sneezes.
Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said, it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner. Pious prig. Anyway, this
Prig.
is no ordinary cold. It is the hay fever.
Pollinosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Excuse me?
Police? No. I'd know it if you were.
They'd say Garda, but I think that wouldn't translate well to other countries. I didn't know that the Garda Síochána were our
Can I
police.
buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen what it can do.
Can you tell me how to get into the castle?
Don't even think about it, me bucko. Lochmarn Castle is haunted.
That's what the kid outside told me, but I don't believe it.
That guy looks
And
very
you're a
nervous.
fool.
Ghosts don't bother me. I still want to visit that castle.
You can't. It's not open to the public.
There's no one around to stop me, is there?
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
Have you ever seen the ghost?
To be sure. With me very own eyes.
Can you describe the ghost?
It was horrible.
Wait, what? What?
Stunted beast, long beak,
I'm
straggly,
confused.
flappy wings.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk? In Lochmarn? That'll be the day. No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
Yeah, I'm the phantom of the castle.
I think I know what you saw
It's
on
me.
the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
What?
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh,
Do you know Pegram, the archaeologist?
that's the scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it? No, I don't know him.
What's that you're making?
It's a necklace, me bucko.
Oh, sure. Made out of steel wire?
That's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine.
Can you identify this tool?
No,
Only someone who doesn't.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
I can't tell without me glasses.
What does this red nose mean to you?
Nothing.
You could make use of this tissue.
Never use them. Those things are unhygienic.
Okay.
Hey, would you like to shake my... no, on second thought, forget it. Could you use this towel?
I could, but it wouldn't be much use for anything else.
Are we back? I hope we're back. We are. My computer blue screened, unfortunately. So let me get the game up and going. We'll have to skip through the dialogue that we got through so far. Sir. There we go, live. Oh, it autosaved there. I'll take that.
Hi. Now, as soon
Is I put
What?
is fire and pop tank
Excuse
police.
Okay,
Very-
get through
what's wrong with it?
everything.
Can you... That ghost...
You
There... That... Have you...
to be Scott.
I don't... What? He's the...
Oh,
This is like, it sounds like a conversation being played
Do
in
you know-
reverse.
no.
What's the... Oh,
No.
Do-
I
What?
no.
You...
Never.
Hey... Could... What does this matchbook mean to you?
I think we're back to where we were.
Go away and stop bothering me.
Take a look at this ID card.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I'll see you later. The young red-haired guy was plainly nervous about something.
Okay, let's go have a chat with him.
My name's George.
Pleased to meet you, mister. My name's Fitzgerald.
Of course, it fucking
What
is.
can you tell me about the castle?
There's nothing there. Just an old ruin.
How old?
I really couldn't tell you.
Have you ever
Okay.
explored the castle yourself?
I used to play there sometimes, when I was a kid. Then one of the little uns fell off the wall, broke his head and died. We didn't go there anymore.
You haven't been up there recently?
No.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
He's the archaeologist, isn't he?
That's right.
He is very
Did you look at
nervous.
Professor
Why is he
Pegram's
so
dig?
nervous?
What gave you that idea?
Can I get you another drink?
Oh, no, thank you. I shouldn't be drinking at all. I'm on tablets for my nerves. More than a pint and I'll pass out.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Something to do with horses?
Wrong. It's for opening manhole covers.
Oh, really? Well, you learn something every day.
Okay.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I'm sure I don't know him.
Why is he so
What does
nervous
this
though?
red nose suggest to you?
What is going on? The music is a bit
Why is
more
that?
I
ominous.
used to bleed a lot when I was a kid. Every time there was a playground scrap, I'd end up with a bloody nose. I wouldn't have minded, but I wasn't even involved in the scraps.
What does this tissue suggest to you?
Nothing.
Shake my hand.
It's a trick, isn't it?
Damn it, you're right. I can't seem to fool anyone. Ever seen this towel before?
Doesn't it belong on the bar?
Very observant, Fitzgerald. Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No.
Well,
Check
Gruber.
out this pass.
Thomas Merlin? No. Never heard of him.
See you
Okay.
later.
Any new conversation topics from anyone before I leave the building?
Do
Him,
you know
yeah.
Sean Fitzgerald?
Yes, I do. What you want with him?
I want to talk to him about working
Alligator?
the dig.
I can't imagine anyone employing Sean Fitzgerald on a dig. He wouldn't know a post hole from his elbow.
Goodbye for now.
Ah, see you later, alligator. Ah, gotcha.
Hey,
Hello there again, mister.
do you remember seeing Sean Fitzgerald at the dig?
Let me see now. I think me brain box needs a spot of lubrication.
Can I buy you a drink?
You most certainly can.
Give me a drink for my friend here.
Who? Doyle? Has he conned you into buying for him? Shame on you, Patrick. Same again.
Just a point this time, Michael.
1 point of brown coming up.
Do you remember Sean Fitzgerald now?
I can picture the scene as if it was only last week. Come to think
Where the
of
hell
it,
did he go?
it was only
Why am
last
I
week.
underneath that layer?
Fitzgerald was there all right.
There we go.
Him and a bunch of students. He was speaking with the boss man.
Bye for now.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
May I have another beer, please?
Certainly, sir. Same again?
Yeah, please. How is this stuff made?
That's the secret of the master brewer, sir. Each barrel is lovingly manhandled in time-honored fashion, suspended on skillfully tied ropes of the finest hemp, lowered into the cellar, utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven.
Yeah, it's just shipped in.
Look, I got...
Oh. Hold on. Oh, what's happening with the game?
Almost as if he'd sensed my intention.
Will you leave it alone, man?
Look, I know how it seems. Hello again.
Do you have anything to say about
What?
original gravity? What's the alternative?
If
Artificial
I was
gravity.
a woman, I wouldn't think much of a wire necklace.
It's not made for a woman. I've got my sights on tastier dishes than women. Flesh as smooth and tender as a maiden's. Bones as soft and white as a newborn babe's. Rabbit, lad. That's what gets my juices flowing.
What?
I'll see you later.
Okay, when he sneezes, I can grab it.
As soon as the old guy looked away, I grabbed this piece of wire.
There we go.
Mr. Fitzgerald? Doyle told me you definitely worked at the dig. He's seen you there. You might as well admit it.
I knew this would happen. I knew I'd get caught.
I need to talk to Professor Pegram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
That old man is a furry.
You too, if I'm right.
I mean, I wasn't
You're
gonna
not from the
say
Social
it.
Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefit at the same time I was working for Pegram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem.
But he's not here.
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he? So where did Pegram go?
I don't know. I swear it. He came to see me early
You no
this
idea
morning.
if new character any
Said he was
RPG I'd
leaving.
buy in.
He asked me to give this package to a guy called
A bit of
Marky.
wire.
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Pegram's package?
You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
But he'll kill me.
Who will?
The man from Paris. Jack Marquet. Pegram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
Ah, okay, cool.
I'll deal with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to me.
No. Why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarn gem.
Okay, he's taken the package.
Hey, I just seen a big red...
Get out of here, Maguire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean
Why is he so far away from the
Fitzgerald's
microphone?
been run over.
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy maker.
Oh, yes. And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too, neither.
Well, let's head out and see what's happened.
I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding me own business, when I saw this beautiful red sports car coming up over the hill. Would you look at that, says I, and I going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on my ass, but the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy, and into an awful wallop he goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner. Next thing, the driver hops out, and I couldn't believe my eyes.
Yep.
He was dressed like a bloody pixie.
We are in Ireland.
Hey, Maguire.
What?
Did this pixie have a scar on his cheek?
I couldn't see. He was wearing a stupid mask.
Yeah,
Are you
Costa
a
did ask it
special
earlier.
agent?
Sorry to disappoint you, kid, but I'm not. Did Fitzgerald drop anything when he was hit?
I didn't see. It all happened so fast.
Maybe the package fell somewhere out of sight.
Hmm.
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slide.
Okay,
See you
no,
later, kid.
nothing else.
Okay, mister.
Now what is
Plastic
this?
cover had been smashed and broken away, revealing a switch.
Okay, let's use it then. I am declaring communication.
I pushed the switch down, but in doing so it snapped off in my hand. The plastic cover had been... It was
Now what?
impossible to...
Do I use the wire with it? I guess not.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Okay,
Look,
nothing new. What am I meant to do? Oh, can I use this with that? No. Still
I tugged at
no.
the trapdoor, but it was locked from the inside.
Okay, let's explore up this way.
Hi, do you speak English?
Well, now, what if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a paradox indeed.
I gave him the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
I was a little out of practice. What can you tell me about the castle?
Not much, I'm sorry to say. Most of its history is long forgotten. Ah, but if these old stones could only speak, what stories they'd tell. Stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
Yeah,
Have you
we know,
seen
that's
Professor
fine.
Pegram?
No, he's packed up and gone.
Do you happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car?
It's
What
interesting
was it
that
doing
they're
here?
actually dropping
Poor
brand
fella
names in this
must have
game.
been lost.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He
Hashtag
was
not
traveling
sponsored.
too
Yeah.
fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car?
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle. His own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a
Exactly
moral
me.
dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
No, we'll just
don't
watch.
have to demolish the haystack to go
We'll
look for
quote-unquote
Sean.
watch
I'll
it.
stay here in your place.
No
and
worries,
warn
Vikio. Thanks for
anyone
popping
who's
by.
silly enough to climb it.
Marvellous. I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
Okay. Well, let's start climbing, I suppose.
The stack of hay stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland. I pushed my fingers into the narrow crack. It went back several inches into the rock. I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step.
Oh, well, I guess that's that.
I tugged at the lifting key and found it was held quite securely.
Okay, let's go. Rando goat, because why not?
The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
Oh, I think I solved something accidentally. Was the goat going to stop me from getting over here? Well, now I can, so... Seems like a very... budget drawing.
There was a pattern of 5 holes arranged on the wall. They'd been drilled there deliberately.
Hmm.
It was a statue which had fallen from its
And
place
5
on the
holes
wall.
on it.
5 fingers of stone projected from the back of the carving. The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand.
We have to use that plaster to make an
As I
impression or
swung the
something.
stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand. The 5 fingers on the back of the statue had left their impressions in the fine sand.
Is that plaster? I'm assuming it's plaster. Let's see what it
Sack
has.
contained a fine white powder.
Oh, okay, it's cocaine. That's fine.
As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
Well, time to use it here. Plaster. Couldn't have gone
sprinkled
lower
the plaster
down.
on the sand until the holes were filled.
That was wet, wasn't it?
I squeezed the towel as hard as I could, but it was barely damp.
Oh shit! Right.
The patch of sand where the statue had fallen was covered with a dense sprinkling of plaster.
I need to.
Behind the altar
I
was
need to make that towel damp. Okay, how do I do that? Can I just put the towel in, like, the puddle that's obviously here? No? Okay. I guess I can't do the obvious solution. I now have to start thinking of ways that... Or thinking of ways that the game wants me to think. Anyone to talk to about anything new?
Excuse me. Hello. I have a suspicion that Fitzgerald might have been given something by Pegram.
I thought he acted strangely.
I'm talking about the gem. It was something he said.
Were you not speaking to him when he ran out of the bar?
Yeah, sure. Just talking, that's all.
Okay.
Goodbye for now.
What about you?
Hey,
Hello there again, mister.
Nothing
bye
new.
for now.
What
Excuse me.
about...
Yes, sir?
Hey, how about another...
Same. I'll serve anyone with manners and money.
No, I'm serious. Have you cocktails are chic.
What? Kids in the bar. Can you imagine it? Pinball, pimples, and puke.
Right, I get the...
I'm sorry, but the pump appears
Pump's
to be broken.
broken.
I could fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional.
We share the
Oh, well,
card.
at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my idea, is it?
It just
Now we show the
so
card.
happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Well, no. Isn't that marvellous? Ha! Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer.
Okay, cool. Is he just going to leave now?
When you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
It was an electrical plug attached to the glass washer.
Okay, is it just the fuse is gone?
I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug.
Why did you have to walk
I
away?
couldn't see anything obviously.
What What if I use a bit of wire on that to make a fuse?
I
And a very...
replaced the fuse with a piece of wire.
Because that's not exceedingly dangerous.
I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions.
Yep, there you go.
Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half-pint to that man, on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
Did he leave something on the table? He didn't. Okay. So, down to the cellar. Well, I guess this is going to provide us with some light.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Okay.
I pulled the lever and the bolt creaked back into place.
Oh, okay. I have to use this to open it, go all the way back around.
I pushed the lever.
And go all the way back around and pull the thing open, haven't I? Why, yes.
I lifted the trap door and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go around.
Oh, really? Go fuck yourself,
McGuire had the sense
George.
to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
Yeah, fucking George. Anyway. What happens if I use this now?
It was impossible to return
Oh yeah,
this.
already flicked. Head down.
Now I could see. I spotted Mr. Leary's flashlight easily. Then I noticed
I
a
have a
flash of
torch.
light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door.
It was a penny.
It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way. You're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari.
Now, he should have said crisps, but, you know, translation.
It was a rusty faucet. The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Okay, do I use the beer mat to make it all wet? I suppose so.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
Okay. Nothing else really. Yeah, just gonna leave it, just gonna leave the tap running and the cellar open. I'm not gonna get that manhole opening tool back, am I? Let's try this now. There we go. That's
The
enough
trickle
water.
of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster. I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
And now I use this with that.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
And then not silence. Well, we have the torch anyway. Mont Faucon, Faucon. Oh, did it cut early? Speaking of cutting early, I cut this early. I'll go a little bit more.
I had messages waiting to be played.
You have 3 messages.
Hey, Collard, it's me, your favorite editor. Guess what? I'm gonna give you a second chance. I need somebody to write the TV column. Pays lousy, so what's new? If you're interested, drop by the office. In fact, drop by the office anyway. We have to talk, Nico. That story of yours I spiked. It won't go away. You've made some dangerous enemies out there.
Hey, Nico, it's your old pal. I mean, your new pal, George. Whoa, Ireland. It's a whole different country. And I got some amazing news for you. Gem of a story, in fact. Oh, gotta go. Yeah, fella here's got a drink lined up for me. See you tomorrow, Nico. Slonsha. Yep, only here for a day and I'm speaking the lingo like a local.
Mademoiselle Coulard, this is Imelda Carchon. I wanted to thank you for being so understanding when... Come to lunch, why don't you? Tomorrow. I might have more news. There's a Monsieur Merlon coming to see me this evening. He says he knows why Pierre was murdered. In fact, he'll be here shortly. I shall let you know what he says. Goodbye, dear girl. Till tomorrow.
Merlin? Oh my God. Merlin's the killer. I'd better get over there and mourn her now. When it came to being two-faced, Imelda was up there with the best. I owed her nothing, but I couldn't just let her die. I arrived to find the Palais Royal courtyard deserted. I only hoped that I'd beaten the assassin here. I had to warn Imelda before it was too late.
Yeah, tenor bets. It's already,
Just your average modern art retaining wire.
It's probably already too late, you know?
The intercom system wasn't working. Bad sign. Somebody had cut the wire.
Oh, yeah, the door's locked.
Locked? No way was I going to break through a door like that.
Dropped a thing on the floor. I want to pick it up before I lose it forever. Sorry, I need to grab that thing. Okay, I am back. What do we have on us? Can I break that to make a ladder?
I unhooked the first wire.
Okay, let's do the second.
I released the second wire. Even with both wires removed, the statue remained upright.
Time to push it.
If I could deconstruct this, I could deconstruct anything.
Well, up we go.
The plastic sheet was thick and strong.
Really?
I'd need more than my hands to tear it.
Really now? What about the brass? Oh, yes. Anything in here? No, we're probably gonna find Imelda dead. First, we're gonna check over here, though. Nope, nothing.
My God, I'm too late. Imelda. Oh no.
Nico?
Don't worry, you're going to be all right.
You know that isn't true.
It was Merlin, wasn't it?
Dressed as a cavalier. Absurd. You came to warn me, didn't you?
I must be crazy.
Let me see you, Nico.
All this time you were just using me. Which one is the real Imelda?
You are an extraordinary girl. Thierry would have been so proud of you.
You didn't know my father.
So like him. Something about the eyes. I wish we'd had time to get to know each other.
And
She
dead.
was gone. She cheated me, lied to me, used me. But why?
Well, time to search the corpse.
Even in death, Imelda looked the same. Beautiful, inscrutable. The Ice Queen alone in her ice palace.
Time to just take the
I opened
fucking
it.
locket.
Inside was a tiny gold key.
Doesn't look gold.
I took the key. I had to leave. I knew I could never return.
Okay. Sure, that makes sense. But we can use this key for the elephant box.
In the dim light, I caught the reflection of something metallic. A small, sinister-looking metal disc had been tucked under my father's box. It was a bug. Oh, chère cousine. You left me a little present. You shouldn't have.
Are you going to destroy the bug?
You don't scare me. Espèce de...
Okay, well that was easy.
The box was carved by my father. It never had a key. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Carchon's.
Wonder if that means we can just use the key we found.
I took out the key. I couldn't believe it. Imelda's key opened my father's box. I dreaded what I was going to find inside.
Picture of Imelda.
It was a photograph of Imelda. But why here? In my father's box? I felt as if a black hole had swallowed me up. Imelda and Canchon grinning. While behind them a village was being razed to the ground. Its people butchered. And there, next to them, staring out at me across the years, my own father. There was a letter. I feared there was even worse to come.
Let's read the letter.
Hotel St. George, Algiers, Friday. My darling Thierry, by the time you read this, you'll be safely out of Africa. You need not fear. Pierre and the organization do not know who you are really working for, or about us. Did you think I would betray you? I could not. You wanted me to leave him, but I don't have your courage. I know too much of what has been going on here. They would find me and they would kill us both. Enjoy your life in Paris, Thierry. Your life of honor, of patriotic duty. Do they give medals to spies? No, they'll just give you a phony job in an embassy somewhere. I could never share that with you. Imagine me, a diplomat's wife. So I must stay here with Pierre, the two of us bound together by what we have done to this country. Au revoir, my love. You will be in my heart until I die. Imelda. Suddenly everything made sense. My father had been working undercover for the government. He was one of the good guys after all. He and Imelda must have fallen in love. She'd found out who he really was, so he had to leave. It had broken her heart, but she had never revealed it to anyone. I knew I couldn't either. Whatever he was doing, he'd had good reason to keep it secret. I decided I would respect that and tell nobody.
Okay. Then we had this juxtaposition of George being a goofball and Nico having these, like, really important revelations.
I knew it was George. For a moment I was tempted to pretend that I was out, or ask him to go away and come back later. But then... Come in.
Hello, George. So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's. I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead. Then Leary woke me in the middle of the night to help bail out the cellar.
The cellar was flooded?
Yeah, some idiot had left the faucet running.
And you say Pegram has disappeared?
Without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pegram's gem?
The Templars' gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man.
Okay.
Do you want to look after the gem?
No, George. I'd be too tempted to sell it.
I can't sit here.
Okay. And why don't you see if Rosso has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
I so much wanted to talk to George about everything that had happened, but I knew I never could. My father's connection to Africa would have to remain a secret forever. His bravery would be known only to the government and to me. Revealing it would just damage his memory. People would take the story and twist it. Before long, he would be the villain and Canchon would be the hero. I know how they do that. I'm a journalist.
Alrighty. Can't save here. Let's go to the police station. Let's save into... How far are we in? 49%, so about halfway. If it's okay, I'm going to leave the stream there. I'm not feeling the best, I'm worn out. I need some rest, I'm sorry. So, tomorrow being Friday, I'll think of a game to play. That isn't this. Friday is our wildcard day, and I'll talk to you later. Let me just see if anyone is... let me see if anyone is streaming right now. Positivity Panda is. Let's go raid her. Yes, thank you all very much. And take care.